5:52 here, Big 550 KTRS. We welcome to the studio Megan Kennedy and her Black Lab Sunshine. Megan, welcome to Big 550 KTRS.
Thank you.
You are the founder of the Megan Foundation.
Yes, I co-founded it with my mom, Teresa Cacciatore.
And what is the Megan Foundation? That's named after you?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It used to be called the Usher Syndrome Foundation, but we had people having difficulty remembering the name Usher Syndrome, so we just simplified it to Megan Foundation. And we support causes for Usher Syndrome research. We're trying to develop programs for it. That's what we do.
What is the Usher syndrome?
Usher syndrome is a genetic disorder, and I have Usher syndrome, and it affects your vision, hearing, and balance, and it deteriorates your vision and hearing over time until you go deaf and blind. Some people lose all of their vision and hearing. Some people don't lose all of it. It really varies from person to person.
Is it the leading cause of blindness?
It is, yeah. It's not a blindness, but it's under the umbrella of retinitis pigmentosa. But Usher syndrome is the leading cause of combined deaf-blind disorders.
Were you born with this? Did you grow into it? Has it gotten worse as you've gotten older?
Yeah, it's a genetic disorder. I was born with it. However, the vision part, it fades gradually, so you don't really notice it. So we didn't detect it when I was born. I didn't find out until I was in college when I had lost enough vision to detect the vision loss.
You were going to school to be an architect.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so after a while, you were deemed legally blind, right?
Yeah.
So did you change your major, or did you continue?
No, I finished it, and I almost changed it, but luckily the professors and the dean, Bruce Lindsay, at WashU, really helped me get through it, and they put together a program that allowed me to finish my studies and graduate with an BA in architecture.
Dan O'Neill, sports writer for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, is cousin?
Uncle.
Uncle.
Yes.
That's your uncle?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right, good. So we've had you on the show before. We've had him talking about you before.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. All right. The idea, what do you want people to know? I mean, what's the reason for all this? What are you coming on for?
So we have a fundraiser coming up.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get people to find out about the fundraiser because it's extremely difficult to raise funds for Usher syndrome. It's so rare. There's less than 500,000 in the world, and it's...
But it's so rare, and yet it's the leading cause of blindness?
Blindness.
It's the deaf aspect that is combined with the blindness that makes it so rare.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
So we have a fundraiser coming up called Sights and Sounds of Love, and it's a cocktail silent auction. We have the rhythm rockers. There's dancing all night long. We have hors d'oeuvres. There's going to be a fun photo booth there, and it's a really fun night. And it's a great way for me to stay motivated to try and keep raising funds for this order.
How many people in St. Louis are part of the Usher, the Megan Foundation? I mean, how many people suffer from the disease?
That's hard to tell. I don't have a number. I know of a few people. There's somebody in Illinois that I stay in touch with that has Usher syndrome.
Right. Can you have it and not be diagnosed with it?
You can. However, now that they do genetic testing,
it's
we're
easier
able to identify it a lot earlier.
Talk about Megan, your dog, Sunshine.
Yeah. I got her from a place called Leader Dogs in Michigan about 3 years ago. There's a really cool story about her if I have time. But I was struggling with whether I should get a guide dog a few years ago, and I was going back and forth for about a year. And finally, I remember it was Monday, July 19th. I believe it was a Monday. Anyway, July 19th, 2010, and I called Leader Dogs. I was like, I'm finally ready to start looking into getting a guide dog. The application process is very lengthy, lots of hiccups along the way, and then about a year later, I finally got my application in. And then 6 months after that, they're like, we have your dog ready. And I went to go train, and I met Sunshine, and I was still like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to get a guide dog. And the trainer sat down with me, and they were like, let's look over Sunshine's information and her history. And she was like, this is her weight, this is who raised her. And then they showed me her birthday, and her birthday was July 19th, 2010, the day that I called them to let them know I was ready for a guide dog.
So she was born that same day?
Yeah, she was born the day I was ready.
Meant to be.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
All right, how do we get tickets? How do we find out more about the Sights and Sounds of Love?
Go to the website, www.meganfoundation.org, and there's a link to go buy tickets.
And it's on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So you get dressed up. We picked Valentine's Day because when I was diagnosed, there was just this huge outpouring of love and support for me. and I kind of wanted to get that back, and I
Sure.
picked Valentine's Day.
How hard is it to have a guide dog and people not pet the guide dog? You have a sign on the dog, please do not pet me.
That's why I got the sign, because it's so hard. It's hard to tell. Because I'm a dog lover too, and I know what it's like to see a really adorable animal, and you just want to go say hi. And
Yes.
it was hard for me to say no, so the sign kind of helps me with that.
And the dog, I mean, you walked in here and the dog sort of walks you back
Yeah.
and forth, and
Yeah.
I mean, it really is your eyes and ears, more or
Oh,
less.
for sure. Yeah. She saved me a couple times already from walking out into the street, because I still have some vision and hearing, as you can tell, but orientation is difficult. And I was about to cross the street, and she wouldn't let me go. And all of a sudden, like a truck, I didn't hear a truck coming, just flew right in front of me. So she does her job pretty well.
And you were saying that labs are now being used as guide dogs more.
At least at leader dogs, they're the most common breed that they train for
Right.
guide dogs.
Yeah.
And I think it's also important to note that when you have deafness and blindness, it is amazing how much effort it takes for you
Oh, yeah.
to be able to.
It's exhausting, yeah.
It has to
Oh,
be.
yeah, for sure. So she definitely alleviates some of that stress for me.
Talk about how great your husband is for a moment.
He's amazing.
Okay,
I
good.
can't say enough things about him.
All right. Well, that's interesting because that's the first time you've actually mentioned him in this whole interview.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right. The Sights and Sounds of Love. It's all part of the Megan Foundation, which is it's an Usher Syndrome fundraiser, February 14th. Where do we get tickets?
Online at meganfoundation.org. That's MEGAN foundation.org.
And Dan O'Neill's your uncle.
Yeah.
I think he's still mad at me.
Is he?
Yeah. I don't know why.
I hope not. I hope not.
I hope not, right? I'm
Yeah.
a nice enough guy. You
Yeah.
like me. I'm a good enough guy.
I'll call him up after this and find out.
All right,
Say,
good.
McGraw's really cool.
One more time. The website?
meganfoundation.org.
MeganFoundation.org. The Sights
you
and
raise
Sounds
lots
of
of
Love.
money.
Thank you.
February 14th. Megan Kennedy and Sunshine. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
You got it. It is coming up 9 o'clock. The next hour, we're going to be on 11.2, KPLR 11.2, and of course, the Big 550.